Our goal with the barbershop was always to create like a community center.
Thought that she could cut hair.
Yeah.
So she would give my brother and I the 8 is enough full cut.
Yes.
Like it was
Rough
not
times.
the best.
I used to love hanging out there, and they would like hide the Playboys when I was coming in.
When you were coming in.
Get that out of the way, yeah.
I think he saw it like that. I think he envisioned that before we did.
Looking for real stories of real people making a difference in the Grand Canyon State? Welcome to Finding Arizona podcast. We sit down with Arizona's inspiring entrepreneurs, creatives, and community leaders and give you a front row seat to their journeys, passions, and projects. Whether you're a local trying to find a hidden gem or just enjoy watching someone chase their dreams, Finding Arizona is your go-to place for authentic conversations with a desert twist. New episodes drop weekly, so hit subscribe and start exploring Arizona one story at a time. Welcome back, everybody, to the Finding Arizona podcast. I'm your host, Jose, and as always, we bring in fantastic guests every week. Today's no different, and as you can tell, we are in a different location. Just a little bit of an update. We are out of Backlot Studios now. Thank you to Backlot Studios for allowing us to record out of your place of business, and I really am excited to do this. But that being said, we're going to jump right into the episode. Today's episode, we're sitting down with two co-owners of Barbershop Jack, and that's going to be Jill and
Don.
Thank you guys for coming in. I appreciate you guys, again, for allowing us to pick your brains today. So welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Thanks.
So Jill and Don, I want to start by asking the question that we typically ask everyone that comes in through our doors. Give us a little bit of your origin story. I imagine that with this type of business, there is a little bit of family history, or at least a little bit of prehistory before opening a brick and mortar for both of you.
Yeah, a little bit. Don and I both were working in the hospitality industry. We managed restaurants, bars, hotels, nightclubs. Like that was what we were doing when we met and got married. And we were both in that industry until we had kids.
Yeah.
And that lifestyle has a shelf life.
Yes.
And Don continued to work there. I stopped and started working in a school as a preschool teacher. And life was just hard being in the restaurant business and trying to raise two little kids. And Don's dad actually came to us and said, I've always had a dream of owning a barbershop. What do you think? Should we go into business together?
Yeah.
We said yes.
Don.
Yes.
Your dad, your history, I would love to kind of pick your brain as far as your family dynamic.
Sure.
Prior to even you being in the industry of nightclubs and all of that stuff.
I think with my dad stepping in, it's an Italian thing.
Okay.
I think it was
Okay.
Last name Benaglio. And then it's interesting, on the way here, we had a quick conversation about, your great uncle Tony said that you have an ancestor that was a barber back in Italy and so on and so forth. I think for us, we were excited about being an entrepreneur, first of all.
Yeah.
I cut some hair in my early college days in Boston, so I was familiar with a clipper. And my dad was a great resource. He was a businessman.
Yeah.
So it seemed like the right move for us to kind of get the best of both worlds with time with our family.
Yeah.
And also being an entrepreneur.
Yeah.
That's amazing.
Don went to barber school, I think really to learn the craft so that you could run the business better, but he ended up being really good at it.
You took it,
which is a good.
Took on to,
it
it was really
thing.
good.
Yeah.
But we did, it was a little scary in the beginning.
Absolutely.
Changing the whole game up. Second career.
Yeah, absolutely. Anything where you have to shift your mindset and also shift what you actually specialize in, or just kind of make some different transitions, and that can always be hard because I'm going through that right now with my own life, and this is actually a good time to just let you guys know it's I wasn't always the producer or film person that I am today. It was also kind of a side gig, and now it's developed into this full life experience that I'm in right now, and just transitioning from corporate world that I got my degree in to something that I'm actually really passionate about and have been doing for quite some time, but hadn't really put all my eggs in that basket. And moving that mindset of what Tyler will be telling me later down the road is shifting your mind from employee mode to now a business owner mindset. So definitely some difficult things that I have to get through, but also I'm very excited to do. So Don, I would love to understand just again, so Italian family and just like, do you know in your own kind of personal, like, do you know like barbershops were like a place of new innovation and just like, did you know that going into it? Did you know the history?
You know what? My nostalgic barbershop experience was not necessarily, I think, typical. My mom is an identical twin.
Okay.
And the Irish side, Irish Italian.
Yes.
And she, her identical twin, my Aunt Kay, who we love a lot, had a salon.
Yeah.
And cut hair.
Oh, cool.
So I think my mom thought that she could cut hair.
Yeah.
So she would give my brother and I the 8 is enough bowl cut.
Yes.
Like it was
rough
not
times.
the best. But I do remember going to the local barbershop. I was living in Connecticut at the time, and just recall it being a place where people would go and meet, and catch up, and you kind of get the lowdown of local sports. And there was a sense of community.
Absolutely. Especially like in those smaller places of growing up, like that safe haven of like a small brick and mortar where local people come together and conversate and just kind of learn. I would love to hear your history of like, what your hair and like your hair experience, because it's different than him and I, because especially just being a woman and all of that.
Well, you look at that glorious head.
Oh, I look at it. I am
that hair is a showstopper.
Yes, it is. And I'm very curious of like maintenance and just all of that, because as a child, it can be cumbersome and hard to like find a right person to do and, trust.
Yeah, absolutely. And my first hair experience actually was in a barbershop, at least the first one I remember.
Yeah.
So I am the youngest in my family, and I'm the only girl.
Yes.
Both of my parents are Caucasian. That's important to mention. Yes. I identify as Black woman, but my parents had no idea what to do with all this hair.
Yeah.
And my dad took me to his barbershop. I don't even know if you know that story.
That's so interesting.
Because I kept it really short, like a cute little afro.
Okay.
Well, they'll know what to do.
Yeah.
And I used to love hanging out there, and they would like hide the Playboys when I was coming in.
When you were coming in.
Get that out of the way, yeah.
That was the thing, right?
But yeah.
Yes.
We don't have that in our barbershop.
Yes.
But listening to like the guys just like shoot the shit was so fun for me. And it wasn't until I was in middle school, and then I made like other Black friends in my community, and I had a Black boyfriend. His mom owned a salon, and she kind of taught me about hair then. Yeah. So I learned later, and then my mom was like, "Oh, you can grow your hair out? Great, let's do that." And
it's amazing because again, you bring this experience that I've only ever seen in a documentary. I don't know if you've seen that hair documentary that Chris Rock put out. Yeah. I think it was, and it's just like the understanding of like what that culture brings, especially when it comes to the maintenance and caretaking of one's hair. It's so beautiful in that community. And so for me, I'm a Native American and also half Hispanic. It's just one of those things for me was the barbershop was a place where I learned about being a man, or at least about manhood, and just kind of the things that men talk about and what they're worried about and what their interests are, or where I could go as far as after school and stuff like that. So it was one of those places where it's like you learn a lot in a very small, short of like time span of cutting your hair.
You can hear a lot and learn a lot in 30 minutes.
Yes, yes, very much so.
And our goal with the barbershop was always to create like a community center, a place where community comes and like meets, and you get that 30-minute catch up. And then there's some people that will just stay out because their kid's soccer coach is getting his haircut at the chair next to him. And we were really intentional, I think, from the beginning about especially with our young men that come in, like young guys and teenagers, of like wanting to have a good model of maleness and masculinity and have it be really positive. And it is that. I think our shop very much is that really cool space for a man to be a man.
Yeah. So now I go into kind of your transition away from the business, what that conversation was like, because I work with my significant other, and I know having those dialogues can be kind of scary in the sense like, hey, we're going to move away from the thing that is making us money and try something else. What was that dynamic that first couple of months, especially like, hey, we're going to try this and we're going to make this our thing? What was that like for you two?
Yeah, I think it actually wasn't that difficult. We were both right on the same page and knew that we wanted to build this. We had, it was a 3-way partnership between Don, myself, and his dad.
And that's what you're exactly right. I think for us, it didn't happen until later, and we're approaching 11 years.
Yeah.
So it was when we bought my dad out, that we both kind of looked at each other and said, okay, so now we have to.
Now it's just
us.
Yeah. So now it's real.
Yeah. Can I ask you too, because my relationship with my father has always been that kind of like, he's going to take care of me and then slowly let me grow and let go, so to speak. And it's always kind of nice because he believes in me so much. Well, your father, when you bought him out, what was that day like for you two?
It was pretty amazing.
Yeah.
I think.
Yeah.
He is a wise man, and I think he saw it like that. I think he envisioned that before we did.
That's great.
Where he said, I love these two so much. I know they're some of the smartest people, whether we are or not.
He believes we are.
He believes in us.
That's great.
And he kind of, it was a special moment.
I imagine so, because again, it's like your son is, you try to do something with him, and now he's taking it on himself.
Absolutely. He goes by No,
oh, okay,
which is grandfather in Italian.
Nice.
And we named our firstborn son after him because he's one of those guys, stand-up guy.
Yeah.
Yep.
So the thing that I like to transition to when we have these conversations is just kind of into the weeds and kind of what you guys do on the daily, and just to help the customers and people listening understand maybe some of the things that they may not see every day, or just to help them give a guidance of like what you two deal with on a day-to-day basis. So let's go into a little bit about opening and just like the start of the day or the start of the week. Is there something that people don't really take into account when you guys are like opening up, or just like understanding what it takes to run something like this?
Yeah, I think...
I know we're going to say the same thing.
Here we go. I love it.
So we are a unique barbershop in that we are appointment-based.
Okay.
So very different from other shops where people will walk in and just like sit down and expect, maybe I'll wait 15 minutes, maybe I'll wait 2 hours, but I'll be here.
Yeah.
Because of the area we're located in, we're in North Phoenix, right around Desert Ridge area.
Okay. Yeah.
Like busy families.
Yes.
A lot of working professionals. We want to really honor people's time. And so we run on a schedule.
Mm-hmm.
So part of that opening is like looking at who's coming in for the day, making sure the schedule is appropriate for how it should be. If somebody's haircut takes a little bit longer, booking them extra time, making sure the barbers can stay on task well. And then I bring the hospitality part into it. Like, we know our clients.
That's great.
We try to become friends with them. I mean, at the very least, we care what's going on in their lives. So I take like pretty copious notes, and I'll go through the notes for the day. Or if like right now our daughter Stella is at the barbershop, have her go through the notes for the day. Like maybe who just had a wedding, whose kid has a birthday coming up.
Yeah.
I saw your dad was out of town. Is he back? Did everything go okay?
When you make these notes, are you having the conversation and writing them afterwards or during?
Afterwards.
Okay.
Yeah.
That's really great.
Yeah,
that you have a sharp memory like that. It's really great that you can utilize that for those notes.
I never actually realized that it was a skill in business. I just thought I'm like good at talking.
That's how I get sometimes. Where I'm like, I just feel like I'm good at talking. That's all.
And actually, Don is probably better at that than I am about establishing relationships. I just then remember what was said and like, on the notes.
Write it down.
I think you're right, Jill, and COVID changed the game in barbering.
Yeah.
Because it used to be old school, depending on what kind of shop you wanted to be.
Yeah.
If you wanted to be an old school shop, then people come in and they wait.
Yeah.
You have 4 barbers, and unfortunately in barber shops, there's usually 2 that are really good, and the other 2 or 3 that are good, and
that are empty seaters.
But it changed the game, and I think it changed appointment.
Yes. Yes.
Because I think it that needed to evolve, because you're ahead of it, the client's ahead of it. It's like the movie theaters where now I can choose my seat. Makes sense, right? It works. So sometimes you still get an old timer that comes in and is like, oh, darn it, you know what, you don't take walk-ins, and you know we're a pretty good sized shop. We have 7 barber chairs in ours.
Nice.
Currently, I think we have 10 barbers, including myself. So it's a big shop. So most of the time we have barbers that are able to take the walk-ins.
That's good.
So yeah.
When it comes to those like old timers, is there a way that you guys help them transition, or like a kind of like a spiel that you guys run through with them?
We really try to train them.
Yeah,
so a
that's
lot of
what
it is. I know you loved your haircut with Don. He's so busy and books up. So let's go ahead and book your next haircut right now, before you walk out the door.
Okay.
And they're good. Like almost everybody's fallen in line.
That's really great.
And for those barbers that they really love, you got to book ahead.
Yeah, I get it. I was like, that's the other thing too, is the COVID thing for us in particular, when it came to podcasting, you know, Zoom was the main thing that we could use, but now we can now transition into doing this in person. So I basically have a new like split now of like, I can take on someone who's like offline, or I can take on someone who's online, but we were stuck on that offline for a while. I wanted to ask for you in particular, when it came to that COVID, you know, I know it was hard, but it's like, did you guys, the thing that we saw was like people looking inward at themselves of like, how do we stay afloat? How do we look at what is our bread and butter so that we can give that to the people who are in our community and we can help them the most?
Yeah. I mean, we had to shut down for 6 weeks. That was mandated by the state of Arizona. Super challenging for us.
And we probably shut down another month on top of that, because it's your community. Someone would call. Here's how it would go down. Someone would call and be like, hey, I had the boys in, they were at a birthday party. Someone was exposed at that birthday party. Mm-hmm. And we as a staff, and, you know, because we, with the barbers and Joe and I, we'd break it down and say, okay, we need to close. And sure enough, one of the barbers would be like,
I have COVID.
I've got it.
Yeah.
And you just had to make the right decision on that.
I'm sorry, I didn't mean to interrupt you.
Please.
We were really proud of that 6 weeks that we were shut down. We were able to still make sure that all of our barbers were taken care of.
Yeah.
Everybody's rent got paid. Yeah. Everybody's car payments got paid.
Amazing.
We were fortunate enough to be able to give out some personal loans. Like, that was a big achievement for us. We're really proud that we were able to keep our family.
Sorry, babe, now that I'm interrupting you, and our guys are 1099, so that was from us.
Yeah,
that was
absolutely.
My dad was still a partner at the time too, so that certainly helped. But you know, that was tough. We didn't get any money because they were 1099 and they weren't employees. And in retrospect, because when we opened the business, we were like, okay, do we want to be 1099 or do we want to have them salary employed? And we chose 1099 because they kind of hired guns and their own thing. But we did not get any money from the state, which is kind of, or the feds, but we made it work.
That's
we
great
did.
that you did.
And when we were able to reopen safely, we came back stronger. I think our community really appreciated that we wanted to keep them safe.
Yeah.
People were like, well, can we just come? Like, can we just come after hours?
I had a guy one time call me out. He said, I'm outside. Will you run out real quick? Handed me, unbelievable, like $500 cash.
Whoa.
And he said, spread this around to your guys. Just because
that's great.
He felt that how big it was.
Yeah, absolutely.
People were going through that, and that's the type of community. So we knew we choose the right location when stuff like that happens.
Yeah, you got to take the wins when you can, and it's that time was in particular a tough time for everyone. But the wins, when you see the silver lining too, it's like you chose the right location, you were in the right community. Yeah, and I think also it's like, it says a lot about the back and forth that you can have with the community when you're having a hard time, or if they're having a hard time and they're coming to you like, hey, all my stuff is messed up. Can you fix me?
Yeah.
And that's just really cool that you guys have that back and forth. The other thing that I found very interesting when I looked you guys up is you have a little tagline on your social media with like old school vibe with like modern amenities.
New style.
Yeah.
Old school, new style.
Yeah. So give us a little bit of what that means to both of you.
Yeah. Well, the vibe of our barbershop is very old school. Yeah. We have these barber chairs. Don was obsessed with getting original barber chairs.
Yes. So I agree, because to me, that in your mind goes right back to your own childhood of like, when you sit in it, the certain leather, the kind of padding of it and just the way it sits and the way you feel in it, it's just, there's nothing else like it.
Yeah, they're original. They're from like 1940s.
Oh, people love it.
Yeah, they love it.
It's
Can I ask what the model is? Or
cooking.
Oh, nice.
So I delved way too deep into this.
Yeah. So I'm a little bit of a nerd when it comes to these certain
good
things.
stuff.
It's like, it's the design, because I grew up around design or went to college for design. So it's like little things like a chair model, like, you know, the Eames chairs, like you just, those like kind of stuff I got into for a time period in college. So when barber chairs were definitely
Cooking, I think they're late 60s or it might even be late 50s from Chicago. But like there's a whole community, like anything, right?
Yes.
I mean, shoot, you remember the old MTV Cribs? You could get, someone would have a really nice barber chair, or barber chair in their bathroom or in their house. So I went around and got deep into it. Shoot, I'm not an antique or anything like that, but if I go into a place, I'm always looking for little shaving stuff or any kind of barber knickknacks. Yeah. But the chairs are awesome. And those things, I mean, it's unbelievable how heavy. I mean, there's hydraulic system in there.
Yeah,
So,
absolutely.
I mean, they're sturdy and comfortable and, the chairs are awesome.
They'll last you a lifetime for sure.
So the vibe is old school, but like our barbers stay really on cutting edge as far as educating themselves on what the haircuts that are popular, that are trendy. We are super close to 2 high schools. We have Pinnacle High School and Horizon High School. So those teenagers keep us on our toes.
Oh, I bet they do. Let me ask you this, because you brought that up. I just really want to quickly, it's like the thing that kind of makes you also a little bit different is you also kind of like to say you guys, because you deal with teens and children, you guys have a really good dynamic with that services that you provide for them. One of the things that stood out to me was the Acme facials, or like the stuff for the skin care for the men and for the teenagers.
Yeah. So when we opened the shop, I really wanted to have a spa room. That was important to me. Teeth whitening was the thing. I thought, okay, if people are going to get their hair done, they're also going to want to have great teeth.
Yeah.
So we've done teeth whitening from the beginning, and then we had estheticians. And then in 2020, I went back to school.
Okay.
And became an esthetician myself. So now I have the spa room. Dawn cuts hair. I do the skincare.
Nice.
And it was just sort of born out of the need of our community. We've got a lot of teenagers. I am a mom of a teen boy. I understand how challenging that is when the skin isn't behaving the way they want it to behave. And so that's my specialty.
Awesome. That's one of the things that I had issues with as a teenager, was like my own skin was like breaking out, and it was hard because it's like, it's your skin, and so you don't know what to do. Your hormones are all over the place, so you do what you can. And I bought the Acme kit, and you just try to get it maintained, and so it helped, but it wasn't like perfect or anything. It was just more of like a Band-Aid over an issue. And it was, I wish I would have had someone professional, like an esthetician, to help me. I was living on the res though, but that's totally different. But to have someone who's like maybe could be inclined to like point me in the right direction, or also give me some suggestion and tips so that I can maintain it on a longer term basis would have been fantastic. So the fact that you guys even offer that is incredible to all of those high schoolers around the area.
Yeah, we love it. And I love my teen clients. Like, to treat acne, you kind of have to be there every 4 weeks or every 6 weeks. So I develop relationships with them. I'm able to educate them about lifestyle.
You have a great relationship with the parents, and they're looking for some support on that, right?
Yeah, absolutely.
They're
not
feeling a
experts.
certain way about it. He's like, I know this is not giving me the confidence I want. So you get Jill, you could get in there and boost them up a little bit, give them some.
Yeah, and they listen to me better than they listen to their moms.
That's good.
My kids don't listen to me at all.
But this is where I'm like, now we kind of look towards the future. And the one thing that you guys bring up a lot is your kids. And I love the idea of like, this is a family goal, and like, this is also a family business. So give us a little bit of like insight for your guys' future, and not only with your barbershop and just like the people who work there, but your family dynamic. Do they express interest? Well, you know, your daughter's maintaining the business now, but has your son expressed interest? Do they want to work in the shop and hopefully take it over one day?
Well, Jack is studying.
Oh, really?
Yeah, he's at ASU.
So the shop is called Barbershop Jack.
Yes.
And that's what we call our son. He's John Anthony, but he goes by Jack. So it's his namesake. And when we opened, he was 8 years old, and he said, just wish you opened something cool like a gas station.
Well, son.
Well said. That says it all.
zero interest in taking over the barbershop for us.
And he's studying business entrepreneurship.
Oh,
Yeah.
funny.
Yeah, he's at ASU studying business entrepreneurship, but of course his parents have nothing to teach him about business entrepreneurship.
Sometimes that happens, and that's the thing that I'm like, I'm also worried, but also kind of like, I'm okay with it if he decides to do podcasting or not do podcasting. But it's like, for me, I always wanted to do something completely opposite from my father, and he kind of saw that coming. But my brother, on the other hand, wanted more to do with what he was doing. So he got lucky where he's like, one of the kids likes what I do. But again, it's like, it's the thing that I've heard is you can't be mad or you can't hate what they're good at.
Right.
And then you just have to be their support system.
Yeah,
and so like, that's incredible that at least, your daughter's trying to help you out and like really wants to put effort in that. And so there's one of them that's into it.
Yeah. We'll see long term, maybe not. I mean, we're not retiring anytime soon, so we're good. The great thing too about so we have 3 children. We're pretty entrenched in our community. We've got our kids pop in and help out at the shop, but also their friends come and help.
I was going to ask that next.
Got a few bonus kids that come in. You might see behind the desk answering the phones and helping out. I think then we'll be able to find someone in the next generation that will want to carry on this legacy for us, but we're not going anywhere anytime soon.
That's beautiful. For you in particular, was Jack your dad's name at all? Or like,
So it's John Anthony is my son's name and my father's name, but there's so many John Anthonys in the family that he was Jack. I don't know if it was a Kennedy thing or just that, but like he always was a Jack to us. And then I had one of my good friends, Jason, shout out to him, just put a little twist on it instead of Jack's Barbershop Jack.
Yeah.
Just kind of flowed.
It flowed really well.
Yeah, it's cool.
I always like to ask where like the namesake comes from because everyone has a different story. And the fact that it's like, again, it still orients with your brand, which is family. And it's just really incredible. So I really am just a very appreciative person that you guys are this very close dynamic to your community, but also wanting to bring out the best quality stuff for them as well. So the other thing about the future is just like technology, some of the stuff that's come out with like AI or just overall just like new techniques and new styles of cuts. What's that look like for you guys as far as maintaining the kind of education portion of this business?
Yeah, I mean, we always encourage our barbers to stay educated on new cutting techniques. It's funny with both fashion, beauty, hair, it always comes back around.
Yeah.
So when you have mastered the basics, you're going to be able to
go
keep up with
back.
any trends.
Yeah.
Because it's always going to come back to you. And we try to our barbers are like family. It's an extension of our family. We want to treat them really well. We you were asking about technology though. I was thinking about the
No, you're fine. That was
barbers,
it's a
but-
two-sided question.
Yeah. So we use automation where we can, like our scheduling system. We use Square, which is really great with automation. Our daughter Stella, who again is like super helpful, and she sort of wants to go into a marketing career.
Okay.
She's been helping us on the back end with social media and trying to automate some of that.
Nice.
Things. Yeah, we try to stay up with all the technology.
That's really great. And it's also great that your kids are like, hey, let me help you with the social media side, because that can be just another daunting task on top of everything else.
So when
it's
you're
like
running a business, the last thing you want to do is post about it. You
Yes.
are just in the weeds of the day to day.
Yes. Well, I really do appreciate you guys coming in and just sharing a little bit about yourselves. That's always just fantastic, because to me, you guys are pillars of your community. So it really does mean a lot when you can divulge a little bit about yourselves and give the opportunity for the listeners to learn about you a little bit more and connect with you more. So I have no doubt that you guys are open and honest when you're cutting someone's hair and just having a chat with them. But just to dive into your family's history too, is just really great, and learning about your dad. It means a lot to me, so that I'm just, again, my son goes to that Sit Still, but as he grows older, he's also got a dentist up near Desert Ridge. So my next task is to get him in your seat. So
Come visit us.
I can't wait. And now at the end of our conversations, we kind of kick it to you guys to let us know where they can find you online. This is your chance to promote the business, social media, address, phone number, whatever it may be that the listeners can go and see you guys in person.
Yeah, awesome. So you can find us at barbershopjack.com. We are active on Instagram and Facebook. We are located on High Street, which is just north of Desert Ridge. It is such a cool street.
Great community.
Yeah. Yes.
So you can come and get your hair cut and you can shop. There's amazing clothing store, 42 Saint. There's a couple clothing stores.
Restaurants.
Restaurants,
Humble
bars.
Bistro. A lot of good.
Nice.
Yeah. Like we're a cool spot. You just like pop in and say hi, even if you're not going to get your hair cut.
Well, that is going to be something fun for me because, again, I'm typically out there every couple of months because, just his stuff, my own stuff and whatever. So I'm going to take you up on that. I might come visit you guys and just pop my head in just to say hello. Maybe you get, in a month or two, like 4 weeks. But yes, thank you again for having us. Before we go, you can listen to every episode of our podcast at findingarizonapodcast.com. Social media wise, Finding Arizona Podcast under everything. And last but not least, we end every conversation with a kisses, hugs, and belly rubs to our four-legged friends. And we will see you next time.